Hi, this is the longer version and the story that brings me to that shift that I made from making decisions and choices from a place of urgency to switching that up and making choices and moving forward in life from a place of greater ease and peace. And my son was in the throes of addiction and everything was urgent. And I was really, really, really good at fixing things right away. And if he called or if I was with him, like I could fix him, I could advise, I could take care of things really quickly. I just was pretty good at that on the outside. On the inside, I was incredibly stressed. I was always waiting for the next shoe to drop, the next traumatic situation to present itself. It was, oh God, it was not healthy living. And as I learned about addiction, I started to, I could see, I started to shift how I was. And a dear friend of mine said to me at one point that when she felt a sense of urgency, she knew that it was time to stop and do nothing. And when she said this, the light bulb went on, and I knew it was true. At the same time, it felt strange, like, well, aren't I supposed to be taking care of all these situations? Aren't I supposed to be cleaning up after my son and helping him to function in the world? And when she said this, I started to reflect on it, and I started to use that sense of urgency also as like a red flag to stop and to do nothing initially. And what that did is it started to open and create space for me to reflect and to maybe talk with someone, a trusted friend, about whatever the situation was, and then to make a choice from a place of calm and peace rather than a place of panic and urgency. And one situation that really illustrates this pretty dramatically is I was living out of state. My son at the time was 19 or 20, and he called and he said that he had to move out of the place that he was living. He had lost his job, he had no food, his life was in shambles. Mom, can I come and live with you? And he was also sobbing and crying on the phone. It was really, as any mother would know, it was incredibly heartbreaking. However, I did know something about his addiction, and I did have this strategy to say, let me think about it and get back to you, which is what I said. So while I was really shaken up on the inside by this phone call, I was able to respond to him with a calm voice, and I said, I'll call you in a few hours when I finish my day. And I went on with my day, and I had my last appointment of the day, and I was with a group of people, and a woman at the very end said, oh, Lisa, did you see this newspaper clipping? There's a new program in town for men in recovery. And I said no, and I took the paper and glanced at it, and she said, here, you can keep it. So I took it home and I read the article, and sure enough, it would have been, it seemed like a really good fit for my son Adam. And I called, and someone answered the phone right away, and this is the evening. Someone answered the phone, and I shared Adam's story, and he said he would be a good candidate for this program. So when I called Adam back, and he said, Mom, can I come and live with you? I said, there's a program here that you might be interested in. And I gave him the information, and he wasn't too happy about it, but he also considered it. He was also, even though I knew I don't know what he was using, but I knew he was using some kind of drug or alcohol. So I knew that he was not clear-minded. And I gave him the information, and all of this occurred on a Monday evening, and on Friday morning, I picked him up at the airport, and I brought him to this program. It was really a miracle, just the whole string of events and how that happened. And I really chalk a lot of this miracle and the magic of this up to that pause and that giving it space. I didn't just say yes you can or no you can't when Adam when he made that phone call. I didn't say yes or no. I said let me think about it. And again, even though I was shaken up, I knew that, I don't know, I just knew that things would unfold, and I knew that I would know what to say when I called him back. And then this miracle, this magic happened, and this program literally within hours just popped up and was placed in my hands, and I was able to offer it to him, and he ended up coming down and getting clean and sober. And I really attribute that to this stopping and pausing and not reacting to his panic, his urgency, but taking that break and taking that pause and letting life unfold in a way that I could not have imagined. I could never have dreamed up the way that situation unfolded. And so that's a dramatic instance of pausing rather than reacting to urgency. However, I practice this all the time. When I have that sense of urgency, I know that I need to stop and do nothing, even though it's really hard. And it's when you're agitated, you're agitated. But not taking an action from that place has led me to much greater happiness, much greater ease and peace in my life. And I share this with you. It's so simple, but it's hard. It's also, it's hard to stop when you know that you're good at fixing things or taking care of things. It's hard to stop and pause and look at your own motives as well and do some self-reflection in the process. So I hope that this helps you in some way to respond more healthfully within yourself and to your loved one who is struggling with addiction. It's really hard, and this practice of stopping or pausing and reflecting before taking an action or saying anything has been a cornerstone in the healthy relationship that was developed with my son Adam, and I share it with you in hopes that it may also help you. So on that note, I wish you a beautiful day and a peaceful time. Take good care.